Welcome back, everyone. It's Sunday sit-down time. I'm joined with Columbia Tribune sports editor Chris Kwiecinski. Chris, thank you for joining us tonight. How did you spend your bye week? It felt a little weird not having Mizzou football around this week.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I enjoyed the rest, definitely. Was watching a lot of college football. Got to take in a lot of prep football on Friday night, too. Just kind of avoided the cold. That was kind of the new thing this weekend was the cold. But I'm cool with it. I'm more used to that than anything else because that's football weather, right?
No, for sure. It's definitely feeling a lot like football weather now. So let's start off with this. Obviously, a huge game coming up on Saturday, Mizzou and Georgia. Mizzou up to number 14 in the AP poll, so it's going to be a battle of top 15 teams down in Athens. Just what are your thoughts heading into that game, and what do you think Mizzou has to do in order to get an upset over the top-ranked Bulldogs?
Yeah, I think this is the kind of game we were looking at, especially the beginning of the season. Like, well, this is going to tell us exactly, going into this game is going to tell us exactly how important this Mizzou season is going to be. And I think we're at that moment. You know, it's a top 15 game. And if you told me before the season this is going to be a top 15 game, and I said, well, it depends on what went right. And basically everything's gone right for Missouri. It's the quarterback position's been figured out. We're talking a lot about the running game with Cody Schrader leading the SEC in running and rushing yards exactly, and a defense that's just as good as it advertised, as good as it was last year, even improved in some aspects too. So but I think for this game you have to play a complete game. I wrote this after the win over South Carolina, where Missouri needs to play a full 4 quarters. You got the defense has to go all from quarter 1 all the way to quarter 4 without giving up, without breaking. We've seen this team bend but not break. That's exactly what it needs to do. This offense needs to sustain momentum and success. We saw that against LSU where they were up 22-7, but then just kind of sputtered the rest of the way, not able to take advantage of some of the mistakes here and there. You got to play a full game. If you do that, you know, all bets are off. You really can't control what Georgia does, especially since that's a well-oiled machine. We know it's a juggernaut. We know they're the 2-time defending national champions, but if you play a full game, you never know what can happen.
I asked offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator Kirby Moore and Blake Baker this. I'm just curious your thoughts. Do you think the bye week came at just the right time, getting that extra week of prep and that extra week of rest before Georgia?
Oh, yeah. I think Cody Schrader put it best after the South Carolina game, where someone asked, are you excited for the bye week? And he was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, excited. I think for me the most important thing is when you look at that injury report that Mizzou had, going from, I think it was Thursday before the South Carolina game. Beginning of the season, it was just a couple, you know, when you look at the emails, only about like this big, but South Carolina was like this big. Oh, my goodness. There's so many names on that list. And you have to imagine that they were excited to get a day off, to get a little bit of time to just relax, recover, recuperate from what's been just a grueling season. And not in a grueling in a bad way, but to sustain success, that's hard. To sustain that success through 8 weeks and to be 7-1 at this point, it's a hard thing to do in the SEC. And to give them that break to kind of find their way, just to kind of say, okay, we could take a breath, we can focus on a lot of what's coming in November. I think that's important. I think it's important, especially at the right time, where you can look back and say, we did some really good things, and here's what we're really good at. But also to do that while you're, recovering and don't have to worry about taking a lot of hits. I think that's important too. You
mentioned how excited Cody Schrader was to just have this bye week. I mean, he's obviously dealing with a strained quad right now, and even with that, I mean, he was an absolute force on the ground. He ran for 200 yards and combined in the last 2 games that he played. Just, how big is it that Mizzou is going to have that extra week to get him healthy?
I mean, it's huge, especially when you looked at this team had a plan to get guys like Jamal Roberts involved. They have Nate Pete there too, but Cody Schrader's just so good on the ground. They just kind of said, well, we got to keep running him. We got to keep going with it. And I think that's the most impressive part about Cody. And the fact that he's hurt and he's able to have such an impact, not just in games, but SEC games, meaningful SEC games from Kentucky to South Carolina. South Carolina is a team that you can say is underachieving, absolutely, but they're still really talented. Kentucky, too, when Kentucky goes up 14-0, they have to find a way to claw back into that game, and Cody was a big part of that. He whittled down that defense to the point where he's icing the game with 20-yard touchdown runs. I think that's impressive, and to have him healthy is not only good for the offense, but it's good for him, too, because this is obviously the last year of college football for him, and you want to go off on the right foot, and to get yourself right, to get yourself healthy for that last stretch of games, that's important.
Let's talk real quickly. We also got to got to talk to Coach Gates and Coach Pinchton. I mean, Mizzou hoops season is just right around the corner. What are your expectations and first impressions of both these teams? They're obviously pretty new faces on both of these teams, but do have some returning veterans as well.
Yeah, I know it's a crossover season. It's always super fun, right? But I think when you talk about the newcomers, you have a lot of really interesting talent to kind of break down, especially with Coach Gates and the men's basketball team. There's a lot of youth. There's Trent Pierce is a guy that you keep hearing a little bit more about and kind of say he's getting it, but don't overlook the potential. He's got a lot of potential there, and if he can explode that in the first year here at Mizzou, it kind of reframes what you could think of this team could do. And Jordan Butler too is a center he's in development. He's kind of work in progress, but from what we've seen, especially the open practice over the summer going into now, we see a lot of really good from a young kid that is going to provide size that Mizzou really needed. Obviously, they go get Connor Vanover, that's experience there. The Defensive Player of the Year with Oral Roberts last year in the conference. I mean, that's impressive, but to have a guy behind him that's around 7 foot that could really reshape the center position for Mizzou. And I mean, obviously, don't say the center position because Dennis Case does not like to say that, especially in this day and age with positionless basketball. But to have those guys down low that can be dependable, can be experienced, but also have a lot of potential, I think it's great too. But on the women's side, I think we're in that spot where you can't have Haley Frank for 20 years of college basketball. I've joked around about it with the coaching staff, and they said, well, we'll try. But this is the last year of college basketball for her. And I mean, she's been such a great player for Mizzou for so long. But you have to find a player that can fill those shoes eventually. And it's good that they have a player in Grace Slaughter that could do that. I mean, I've talked a lot, not just in my own writing, but just to other people and say, like, hey, Grace has got the potential. She's got the really that high potential that you look for in a potential star player that Mizzou could lean on for the next handful of years. And I think those kind of players, that potential that Mizzou has on both basketball teams, could really lift them, especially in key points where last year we saw them sputter a little bit, especially in the January parts of the season.
I mean, you said it best. Crossover season is here. Are you going to be making the trip down to Georgia by chance?
I will not be, but our sports reporter, Callum McAndrew, will be. He's been doing a lot of really good work for the Tribune. Check it out on ColumbianTribune.com. He's going to be taking in a lot of the sights and sounds with Athens, Georgia, and he's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see what he can be doing, too.
I think we're all looking forward to that big game. But, Chris, thank you for joining us today, and we'll be right back to wrap up Sports Zone in just a moment.